Alright, what it do, YouTube? I'm gonna try to make this a quick video. I think it's episode 21. Appreciate all the subscribers, all the likes, all the comments, everything. Even though I don't have a lot, I appreciate the ones that I do have. This video, as you can see by the title, is figure out your rule. So what I mean by that is, at $28 a day, the $28 rule is $28 a day is $10,000 in a year. If you can't say 10,000 a day, if you can't, you feel me? Hold on. If you can't DoorDash for 2-3 hours a day, make $40 to $50, save $28 that way. You know, doing DoorDash or Instacart or something like that. If you can do that, or like I'm saying, if you can't do that, and say you can do just an hour or two, and you can make, $20, and you can save $15, then that's what you can do. Like, that's your rule. Now save $15 a day, and let me see what that is in a year. 15 times 365 is 5,475. So at the end of the year, you'll have $5,500, and that's more than you would if you didn't do that. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you just getting by with your job and you just doing that, and you just, paying off your expenses and your bills, and you just like keeping up and basically living check to check, then at the end of the year you will have little to no money in your bank account. Versus if you can save $15 a day, you will have $5,500 in your bank account. If you can, do 2 to 3 hours and you can save $28, then you have $10,000. If you say you're working a part-time job, or say you work 4 days out of the week, and the other 3 days you can treat it like a part-time job, and you can save more money during the week. Let's see, 28 times 7 is $196. So you're saving almost $200 a week. $28 a day is saving almost $200 a week. So if you can save, say, $250 a week or $300 a week, then that's your rule. But everybody's gonna have a different rule. You should try to stick to, like, you should try to stick to what you want your end goal to be. So if you want $5,000 at the end of the year, then do $15 a day. If you want $10,000 at the end of the year, do $28 a day. If you want to save $20,000 at the end of the day, then make DoorDash your side hustle and save like $55 a day. That's what I do, or save $56, because that's double of $28. But save that money. Whatever you want your goal to be, if you want to be 15,000, etc., whatever you want your goal to be, make that your rule. Also, in terms of the rule thing, this just goes to when you bringing in that money, or even you can do this with your regular 9-to-5 job. Like, if you're bringing in money, this camera's like not focusing for real. But make a like a pie chart. So make a 50, 30, 20. That's kind of like standard, but also like adjust to yourself. But the 50, 30, 20 is 50% is things that you need. So that goes to your rent, your expenses, your food, like everything you need, you absolutely need. The 30% of your money goes to things that you want. And make sure that you don't confuse the wants and needs. Like, you don't need a new pair of shoes. You don't need just extra shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, make sure those 30% is stuff that you want. And stuff that, just because you have the 30% on stuff that you want, don't mean you need to spend all that 30%, because it can go into the 20%, which is your savings. So 50% stuff 50% of your bills go to the stuff you need. 30%, not your bills, but 50% of your money goes to the stuff you need, the stuff you need to take care of. The 30% goes to your wants, and the 20% goes to your savings. And if you don't spend all your wants, you can put some of that stuff in your savings. Or if you don't have enough for your needs, you can spend some of your wants into your needs. But saving 20% for your savings is a good rule. But I kind of subscribe to that. But I also subscribe to, if you know your goal, like I was saying that in the beginning of the video, if you know your goal, then make that dollar amount. But however, whichever way you want to go about it, just make sure that you have your rule. Like, so you actually have to sit down, write down your expenses. Both rules require this, that you sit down, write down your expenses, write down the stuff that you need, figure out how much that is a month. So when you bring that money in, you put that aside, then see what else you can do to or how much else you have to do to put into your savings. And then if you have money left over from that, then those are stuff that you want to do. Like I say, I don't downplay having stuff that you want. I don't downplay doing stuff that you want to do, but I do downplay putting your wants ahead of your needs and ahead of your savings, because I just don't think that's smart if you're trying to work your way up to do the things that you want. Like maybe your rule needs to be 50% needs and 50% savings so you can invest into a business and grow your business so that you can do the things that you want. So then 2 years from now it can be 50% 50% your needs, 40% what you want, and 10% savings. But that 10% equals that 50% that you make now, if that makes sense. Like, I think people just need to stay down for a little bit in their life, whether that's a year or two, whether that's 6 months. I think people just need to write down everything, write down your expenses, and lock in for however much time that you need to until you can do the things that you want. And if you're a real entrepreneur, if you're a real hustler, if you're a real go-getter, then your brain is just always thinking, you're never, I won't say satisfied is the word, but you're just always thinking, okay, how can I do better? How can I diversify? I think that's the word. Diversify my portfolio, basically. Okay, I'm in real estate. I'm making $100,000 in real estate. Okay, cool. What else can I do in real estate to make money? Yeah. How about I, put on YouTube how to make it in real estate? Okay, now that's doing well. Okay, now let me help other people out, personally, and, charge them for classes or charge them for courses, or just become a mentor and get paid for that. Okay, now I'm doing that. Okay, now let me make, merch and have my own brand and sell that. And now I have a clothing brand related to real estate. Now I have YouTube related to real estate. Now I have courses related to real estate, and I do real estate. You see what I'm saying? Like a real entrepreneur don't just say, let me be a realtor. A real entrepreneur just thinks of every way that I can make sure that I'm good, because I don't have a regular 9 to 5. I don't have nothing to lean back on. I don't have a set amount of hours. I don't have a boss. I don't have a set schedule. Like, when you make your own schedule and you are the reason of how much money you can make, especially when that money, it has a floor and it don't have a ceiling. Feel me? Like, you can make $0. If you don't do nothing, you can make $0. But if you put your all into it, it don't have a ceiling on how much you can make. Like, when it's like that, and then on top of that, you have to survive and make a living. You want to get past that, you see what I'm saying? And you have to stay disciplined. Like, okay, can I live making $60,000 a year? Say you was single, don't have no kids. Can you live off $60,000? Sure, but can you live more comfortably making $100,000? Can you live more comfortably making $60,000 doing one thing and $60,000 doing another thing? That way, if one of them fail, at least you have this other $60,000 thing, and you can find until you find something else to do, and then find something else to do, and then find something else to do. So if one of them don't, do good one year, or if one of them have a bad month, you're not all the way in the red or in the negative. It's kind of like S&P 500. The stock, it's the top 500 businesses in America or I'm not sure if it's America or the world, that you can invest in. And that's the safest bet, because if one of them fails, that doesn't affect the other 499. So your stock doesn't automatically drop. Say, it's just an example. Say, McDonald's is one of the 500, and McDonald's just goes out of business for whatever reason. The others is not going to be as affected. Your stock is not going to be affected, because the other 199 are still going to be good. Versus if you just put your money into, McDonald's or whatever, and then it goes out of business, now you're fucked. You feel what I'm saying? Now you're in a bad predicament. But kind of going on a little tangent there. But back to the topic of the video. Just make sure that you set your own rule. And my advice on that is, like I said, write down your expenses. Write down how much you need to spend on the stuff that you need. And so you know, however much you make a month, you know that this certain amount goes to that. All your bills, your expenses, your rent, your food, stuff like that. And then say, okay, how can I save? Can I, you know, do DoorDash and Instacart, or do one or the other, or do both at the same time, or whatever? Can I, if I want to make, you know, $10,000 this year in my savings, if I want to make $10,000 in a year, then I have to put in $28 every day. So I would have to go out a couple hours and make $30 to $40, put $28 in there. Or I can go out, you know, 3-4 hours, make, you know, $40 to $60 and put $35 in there. You know what I'm saying? And let's see what $35 a day is. 35 times 365 equals $12,000. You feel me? So you can say, oh, I want to, you know, make $12,000, you know. So just find out your expenses, 1. 2, find out the goal that you want at the end of the year. So if you want $10,000, your rule is $28 a day. If you want $20,000, your rule is $56 a day. And then figure out how to go about saving that money. You see what I'm saying? So hope this video was helpful. Like I said, I appreciate all of y'all. And yeah, until next video, we out.